Yeah, you know what time it is. Valhalla Hour, let's go! Kick back, put on your headphones tight. Rob and Matt, bringing fire every night. From the land of 10,000 lakes, we rule the scene. With a crew so fresh, keeping it raw and clean. Minnesota Vikings, kings of the north. We wear our purple heart and let the battle roar forth. Breaking down the game, dissecting the plays. With passion so fierce, we'll set the night ablaze. So give us a follow, hit that like. Share it with your crew, you know we're about to strike. Valhalla, our podcast, living life bold, where legends are made and stories are told.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Hello, guys.
What is up? Welcome to Valhalla Hour, you guys. We got a great show here on a Vikings bye week, and we got John Winkelman, we got Ken, the Bear fan, joining us, and of course Eric and Sarge with us as well. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Saturday afternoon?
I'm doing good.
Trying to stay dry.
Yeah. I got a new water meter put in my basement this morning, and got everything done on schedule, and it's amazing. It's kind of nice to have a weekend off where I'm not running around doing everything, but we had another heck of a game. Thankfully, we won. The offensive line scares me to death. Eric, I guess my biggest takeaway is who knew Blake Brandel could hold it up under center like that.
Yeah, I know, we had talked about it prior, like last year a little bit, and even this year in training camp, he did take snaps. He didn't do any in preseason, but he may be our center going forward. I mean, we have both the other two injured, when Ryan's on his fifth, Ryan Kelly's on his fifth concussion, 2 in 5 weeks. So it's like Brandel may be our go-to center the rest of the way through. So we'll see how that goes.
I mean, he did do good. I mean, he only had one holding call all game.
Hey, I was actually pretty impressed by that.
One thing that I was kind of, as a Bears fan, because I drafted him in my fantasy league and stashed him because I knew better. Ha to everyone in our league who didn't do it. Addison coming back, having a nice game last week. And I had to use him in my fantasy league because I had like Roma Dunze on the bye, because of course the Bears fan would have a Dunze on his team. But
I have him on one, to be honest.
Yeah, I had Addison. I drafted him. In fact, the league I'm in with Rob, some of the huddle guys. I drafted him. It's like, oh my God, he's suspended for the first 3 games. We draft for buys, don't we?
I have Addison on 2 teams.
Yeah, so Addison had a nice little game for him. That was a nice welcome back to his post-suspension drama there. He had a nice game.
I have a comment about Addison, by the way. With him getting in trouble and missing the first quarter, do we trade him this offseason for a draft pick or for a cornerback?
I don't think so, because here's the deal. Every time he gets in trouble or does something, his next salary, his big payday, keeps getting smaller and smaller.
What did he do to get in trouble?
But he can ask for more money.
So he was out screwing around at night. Some people saying he was drunk. Some people saying he was chasing some Instagram model, and he didn't make his walkthrough in the morning. So they sat him for the first quarter. He still pulled the touchdown. I mean, he scored me, I think, 19 or 20.
Yeah, he got 48 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
something like that.
Wasn't terrible at all. So here's the deal, and this is me being biased, but we have been having a lot of hits lately at wide receiver, which makes us as Vikings think that, we can just do this. We can get rid of a Diggs and we can pull a Justin Jefferson, and, then we can turn around. We can just get a Jordan Addison. Remember all the freaking misses we had with the Troy Williamsons and everything like that? About the time that you sent Addison out the door just because of, things that are irritating, but not, completely detrimental. I mean,
but let's say he wants a big contract, right? And
Addison's good enough to be a wide receiver 1 on 20 out of the 32 teams out there, and I'm not so sure. I mean, look at the one we got this time, Ty Felton. Granted, as a
he's a project, and he was a third-round pick.
You know,
but I mean, like,
and he was drafted for special teams.
I have a question. Who was drafted immediately after Ty Felton? The very next pick.
I don't remember, man.
Cam Scattaboo.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the thing with Addison, like, what he's got this. This is what, year 3 for him, right?
More.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So he's got, it was a first
2
round.
more years. I mean, if we pick up his 5th-year option, he has 2 more years.
That'll be expensive.
And then franchise tag.
I mean, look, but what I agree with Rob. Like, and all this stuff just makes them cheaper and cheaper, and they can say, okay, look, you can go look around and see what other guys are going to offer you if you think we're lowballing you. I mean, the team always has an option, but it's like,
you look at a team like the Raiders, though, they can afford to give him a lot of money.
People saying, though, oh, he's a problem child, maybe we should trade him. Rob's 100% right, man. It's hard. Like, Bears fans right now, a couple are saying we should trade DJ Moore. Why? Well, because Odunze is getting all the balls. Well, why do you think that is? Because DJ Moore is over there drawing traffic, right? So the fact that you have 2 wide receivers that can kill teams, you want to keep that, because if you trade Addison, guess what that does to JJ? That lets teams put even more resources on JJ because they don't have to pay attention to your other wide receiver nearly as much. But when you got a 2-headed monster like you got with Addison and JJ, like the Bears last year is another great example. The Bears shut JJ down, but who killed the Bears? Addison. So if the Bears then concentrate on Addison, who kills the Bears? JJ. If you get rid of Addison, cool. That makes your passing game much easier for me to defend. So, no, I don't think they should get rid of Addison. I think Rob's right. It's just his contract will reflect his poor behavior. He's a great player.
And I think too, like Jonathan was saying, the Raiders had the money to throw, but like a team like the Raiders can't afford bad reps anymore. They blew 2 first-round picks on guys who are no longer in the league. 3 years ago? They just can't afford a troublemaker at this point. They really can't. They need to watch, you know, what they're going to do with their future players too, because they have a bad rep right now. And you know, hopefully they were thinking Carroll would come
throwing out a team. Like, you can go Titans, you can go Patriots, you can go to wide receiver needy teams that will throw the money out there.
But that idea that some of these teams are needy, like if you look at the Raiders are doing, you know, with their last 2 drafts, they're starting to build it through the draft, and they got Brady in that organization and Pete Carroll now. They're not looking for the shortcut at wide receiver. You look at New England. May's already got his guys that they're bringing along. Like a team that could use them, honestly, would be like a team like a Buffalo Bills could use them because they're established. He might be the last piece, but Josh Allen also does not need him. They find, you know, the receiver thing, it's a weird crux because you got these young quarterbacks who are doing it without, and some of these teams you think would need them now, do they want the rep? So you have to balance that with the money and where they want to put their money. And the Raiders won't do it because Southern School is right, man. They don't need the rep, and there's much better guys that you can get. Unless he cleans up his rep, no matter what he tries to do, it's going to affect his money. So really, for you guys, keep him. It makes more sense to keep him. And I mean, they can shop him around and say, see, this is what you're worth, to try to justify the lower, because, you know, he's going to want 30 mil. They all want 30 mil, but they're going to want to give him 20 mil. You know, and here's why. You got this DUI suspension. We go to Europe. You go out chasing Instagram models, you know, see what else he does stupid. You know, I mean, he's this far away from being out of the league for stupid crap, and then no one's going to sign him.
Exactly. I mean, and I don't disagree 100% with Jonathan. I think dangling him as trade bait to see his worth isn't a bad idea. But at that point, you know what you got, and you know, and you can also use that against him if teams don't want to give him nothing because he's trouble, you know. But that's a double-edged sword too, because you may have a team, you know, like a Miami who had lost Tyreek Hill and, you know, stuff like that, or like Jonathan was saying, the Titans. They're, you know, young quarterback, could use an established number one, you know, and it could bite you in the ass. But at the same time, teams are going to be like, whoa, you know, maybe we don't want to give up a lot for him because next year he may miss 6 games because he does something stupid.
In reality, they're getting
it's all a chess game. It's all a big chess game.
In reality, you're getting at best if you trade him this year at the trade deadline a 2nd-round pick. If you're doing a trade deadline, yeah, because you don't really see. I mean, when was the last time you saw a trade deadline get a 1st-round pick? Trey Hendrickson.
I was saying what I was saying. Okay, was at the end of the season. Let's keep him for the season. Trade him at the end of the season where we can pick up a receiver instead, or maybe in the draft.
Then you come down to what Southern School's talking about, because here's the different layers, right? Is this a good receiving draft class where they think they could get one with a draft pick? You know, the cap considerations, like Bears fans, going back to the Bears, I know them best, but Bears fans right now, well, we want Alvin Kamara, trade for Kamara. Okay, his cap hit this year's $8 million. Next year's cap hit is $18 million. Right?
It was kind of like the Vikings saying, "Let's go after Lattimore."
So yeah, so like with this though, you're going, okay, if you're going to trade him, you're paying a 5th-year option. It's going to be worth $20 million. Does anyone trading for him want to pay him $20 million next year if he's a problem child?
Hey, guys, I want to while we're here, because these look like they'll start rolling pretty decent. I want to hit on some of these comments here real quick. Let's do this one here. We got a long enough show and everything. We got time to go around the NFL. We're on a bye week. What do you guys think on this one here?
I don't think the Eagles have been winning convincingly at all this season, so I'm not surprised that they lost. Well, I am surprised they lost to the Giants, actually. But look at Jackson Dart. Obviously, he's good at home. He's not that good on the road yet, so this is part of his rookie learning. He's comfortable at home. The moxie at home is ridiculous. Scatterboo is insane. But the Eagles, on their side of the ball, they haven't been playing convincing football. They're not destroying people. They were barely winning games. Cooper DeJean, I don't think he had nothing in this game, no stats.
Well, they did lay out the foundation to beat the Eagles for the Vikings. Now,
I mean,
our number one weakness.
Even Tampa should have beat them.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, and they won what? Who'd they beat with the blocked field goal? Was that Tampa?
No, Tampa they got a Baker interception in the red zone with less than a minute left. Okay. That's the only reason they beat them. Baker made a bad throw.
Well, the thing of it is, the things that the Giants have skill sets for are not going to be the same thing that a team like the Minnesota Vikings have skill sets for. Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores still need to use their strong suit to match up against Philly and take it to them. You can't just
we have to stop Barkley. That's the one thing. And if you look at us every time we play against a good running back, you look at the Cleveland game.
That's the North. We have bad run defense too. What is the North? You know what I mean? But even Saquon though, here's the thing: Saquon's first carry was 20 yards. His next one was 15, and then you didn't see him the rest of the game. I mean, the Eagles offensively, Jalen Hurts gets lauded as being this really good quarterback, but I think the question is he really? Minus the tush push and hand the ball to Saquon, he doesn't make a lot of really great plays.
No, because I'll tell you what, that throw to Smith, that overthrow, that would have changed the whole game. And it also cost me a fucking shit ton of money because I took the over on Smith's passing yards or receiving yards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think usually with them, you stop Saquon and you can break their defense down. Obviously, I mean, they did. You can break their defense down, and they've got some injuries though too. Let's give them some credit, but I don't know if that's a blueprint. Yeah. I think the blueprint's been out there all season.
Yeah. So this next one here is McCarthy, a porcelain quarterback. Man, I don't know, but I don't think anybody's super happy with how this is going so far. I mean, but you put your next guy in. We've been having a string of good luck lately with the Gingers. So the current Ginger we have just got done winning a game for us in London, and we'll see what happens after the bye week. I can tell you one thing, though. I am far, far, far more concerned with the entire freaking offensive line not named Darisaw than I am anything about what we're doing with quarterback. That's me personally.
Honestly, I like what Rouse did, and I mean, we can't really sit there and say anything about who that
And right on
undrafted guy
cue
from
is
Wisconsin.
Huber.
Luca, gotta love him.
Right on cue.
Huber.
I mean, does this just say that though that KOC's offense is truly plug and play? That if you're even a somewhat decently competent quarterback, you can excel in his offense.
Yep. I mean, he's good.
Mitch
He's a good
Broski
quarterback
usually comments
whisperer. He used to be a quarterback
every week,
himself, so
So
Yeah, Broski. I saw
But
Broski last weekend.
He
Broski
opens up
responds on.
quarterbacks to use their brain more. He makes quarterbacks think and learn, because you look at Darnold and Jones this year, they're playing phenomenal. And all they did was spend one with us, and Jones was a half a season, on the practice squad half the time, and they're playing lights out. So is it something that he's opening up more mentally, to where they're seeing the game different?
probably.
Probably.
That as vets, it's something that over a career,
I will say one thing, and I know where Luke is coming from with this. If Carson Wentz saw half of the open players down the field when Jefferson gets open, Addison gets open, Hawkinson and everything, we'd probably be putting 40 burgers on teams. He misses a shit ton of wide open people down the field, but he got it done.
But Jefferson's not the number one option on every play. He may be open, but he's also plays are designed to go other places. So he may be Wentz's third read, and Wentz is getting rid of the ball quick because of that offensive line. So he may not get to that third read where Jefferson is wide open. He's not always the number one read.
Right. And the other thing is too is like we get the advantage of seeing a widescreen view of the whole field at a height, where we can see this where he's field level with limited view and trying to get rid of the ball in like 2.5 seconds. So him trying to see that he's open 13 yards out, 15 yards, 20 yards downfield, across field with bodies in the way when he's doing a quick scan, and he probably doesn't have the rapport with these guys yet to just know he's going to be there, to just, throw the prayer up, if you will. I mean, that's part of it too. It's easy for us to pick these guys apart for missing what we'd say is an open guy with our eagle eye view and all the time in the world to dissect it out.
Well, and there's just, for an example, this last game, those real quick throws right before it got set up to hit Jefferson, and then another couple quick one, those went to Naylor. That was designed to get that ball out of there in half of a freaking second so he didn't get killed by Myles Garrett, right? And, I mean, Hawkinson had a couple, maybe two, real quick hits too, just to convert or get closer and whatever.
Well, that's what we need to do with this bad offensive line. We need to make sure that we're doing a quick pace offense. We can't hold onto the ball and let plays develop.
So before we jump into starting to go around the NFL, and we're doing good on time. We still got a lot of time. What was your opinion on that long Will Reichard field goal? Because I've watched the video. I really do think it hit that camera cord, because it sure looks like it hit something.
It did. They showed it did. They slowed it down. They showed how it actually even changed the trajectory of the ball. And that was not the only kick or play that had interference from a piece of the stadium, or because you had the eagle eye cam one where it hit that and they called it incomplete. It should have been a redo. There were two plays last week where the NFL came out and said after the fact, because it wasn't caught live, or in the New York office when they were watching, that there were two plays in the NFL last week that should have been completely redone because of interference with cables or cameras on the field.
Right. And that's a stadium. I don't know how much the overhead structure makes a difference on a soccer stadium versus a traditional stadium made for professional football in the United States, but they probably had to rig things different.
No, because the one game was not even in the States. It was one stateside and then that.
Okay.
And to be honest, the stadiums aren't much different. I mean, like if you've been to Allianz Arena in Germany, it looks like an NFL stadium. It's built like an NFL stadium. These stadiums over there, they're built just like ours are for the most part. I mean, structurally, it's going to be high points and whatnot. But it's just what gets me is we always hear about when New York is watching. Really? New York was watching you miss 2, and one was obvious. It hit the camera and came right back down. That should have been the ref on the field should have known it. New York should have been buzzing in, hey.
Right.
But these guys are supposedly watching these, so why weren't they watching that kick to see that hit the wire?
There's no consistency.
Now, if we lost that game, I would have been pissed off about that.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, that would have tied the game. At least we get overtime.
You know what's funny about this game on Monday night, guys? You would think this was a Bears-Vikings game, the way the Commanders fans are trying to start beef with Bears fans.
Right.
This is real. They're trying to start beef, like making this like it's a Vikings-Bears game or a Bears-Packers, like there's some beef. It's like you beat us on a luck Hail Mary throw last year. Cool. I was there. It was amazing to see. I hated it because we lost, but still, how many people are at, see a Hail Mary to end a game like that? The entire stadium was abuzz. Fans from both teams were like flabbergasted, and we sat in parking lots for another hour or two drinking beers, going, "Oh my God, did we just see what we just saw?" And now this year, Commanders
So how pissed
fans
off are you
want to
at
start
Tariq
beef.
Stevenson?
What was that?
How pissed off are you at that safety that was?
Oh, Tyreek Stevenson? I wasn't. Woody was, because he still made the play on the ball. And the more you watch the replay, the pile actually pushed him forward. So that contributed more. I mean, yeah, Tyreek caught hell for being stupid. He was stupid. But, the fact of the matter is it was one of those – look, it's always a 50-50 ball. And he made a play. He got pushed in the back as the pile surged. So then instead of the ball going forward, it went backwards. Okay, fine, whatever. But Commanders fans are like trying to start beef with Bears fans. Like this is like Bears Vikings week 18, winner wins the division, loser goes home type of game, and it's not.
Not.
This is a bold one. I don't think the Chiefs have enough ass on their roster to scalp the Lions. That's my opinion. I'm personally picking the Lions on that.
Yeah, me too. Father Time's catching up with the Chiefs. You can only recycle so much, and then you're going to miss one piece that you replace doesn't work as good as the other one, and that's happened in Kansas City. And
Didn't they start off like 0-something?
Okay, that's just for Ken and Woody. You ought to enjoy this one.
0. He's not. He shouldn't say shit. He already knows that. He's been vocal about taking his lumps on it and being a learning thing. Remember, he was a second-year player. This is his third year in the league. He's a young guy. We just talked about Addison making dumb mistakes. Well, Stevenson was going to make dumb mistakes too. His just wasn't DUIs and Instagram models. You know what I mean?
He's having a great year though. Tyreek Stevenson is coming back, but Ken, that's where me and I disagree, dude. If I was any Bears fan or Bears coach, I'd be pissed at him what happened last year. I know he was in the play, but his head probably wasn't in the play. That's the key. His head was not there. And then he had to run all the way over there.
Yeah.
Try to get in the spot and stuff like that. Have his hand a little bit tilted backwards. So,
well, I don't disagree with you, Woody, but watch the replay again. Unfortunately, they've been replaying this over and over and over again. When you watch the pile, the whole pile gets pushed forward, and that pushes his hand back too. I don't disagree with. I'm pissed that he was jaw-jacking with fans and not paying attention, just like you are. But did that cause the play to go the way it did?
Never know.
I don't
See,
know.
Now it could be personnel too. I would have had the big guys back there as well to try to get the offense out there and try to bat the ball down and shit like that. But it's over.
You go back to that play, Washington was smart enough to have a guy that sat back in the tail. Why didn't the Bears? Right? Why didn't the Bears think of that contingency? Because, Eberflus. Tyreek Stevenson, I don't think he'll be doing any jaw-jacking on Monday Night Football. I think Montez Sweat will do some jaw-jacking. The dude needs to because He hasn't shown up yet this year. It's going to be a fun game on Monday Night Football. But here's an interesting thing, too. 3 of the last 4 games we've played against DC, prime time, all in DC.
Well, I think there's going to be a Hail Mary before Tyreek Stevenson talks to those fans again.
Yeah.
I want to interject just because something triggered my memory on this. This week's funny story of the week. So this goes, and I'm going to preface it with this. This is how young the Vikings roster is. Okay, they get done, they're in a good mood, they win. They have group chats. Okay, some of them are like, you know what we should do for the bye week? Let's go rent a boat. Well, Samantha Van Ginkel, Andrew Van Ginkel's wife, grew up a Vikings fan. They both lived in Rock Valley, Iowa. My cousin's farm is only like a mile away from the Van Ginkel's place. She remembers the Love Boat incident very well. She goes back and finds the story of it, throws it in their GC, and says, no, the fuck you guys will not be renting a boat. Anything but that. And then they're all these young players. Oh shit, that happened? No, yeah, let's not do that. Let's do a barbecue instead or something. Narrowly crisis averted on Love Boat too.
Fred Smoot.
Smoot was a
Hey,
Dante Culpepper, Brian McKinney.
Yeah,
Who
Brian
knows
McKinney.
Hey, anything that they can do to limit Jordan Addison from getting in trouble, they should do.
Right. But yeah, some of the responses from some of the players on her post, she shared it on, I want to say Instagram. She shared the responses, and
that's funny.
some of them were just like, wait, none of these guys had wives? Like, did they really try this? Like the players just couldn't believe this actually had happened before. And like Rob was saying, they wanted to rent a boat on Lake Minnetonka. I mean, they were following right in the footsteps.
Luca.
There's a thing on it.
Luca's just saying that because he was finding the Instagram models for them. That's all.
Luca went to Europe to the game.
Yeah.
So how do we know that Luca wasn't the one that took Addison out and got him in trouble?
I'm telling you, because you saw, Luca made the broadcast for the games, and you saw the suit he was wearing. I mean, I think he was trying to hook some people up over there. Yeah. Yeah, it's all Luca's fault. Blame Luca. Luca, why are you leading Addison astray, man? I tell you, it's all Luca's fault.
Yeah, Luca, you probably took him out.
Yep. Bad influence, Luca.
Lions may drop. Well, hold on. Lions may drop one this week. I don't know who's lining up in the secondary this week. I've been expecting a call at any time. Well, if you're complaining about injuries,
both their cornerbacks are hurt.
If you're complaining about injuries as a Vikings fan, I just want to tell you, I don't want to fucking hear it. Our injury report is longer than our fucking depth chart.
Look it, but
he's not wrong by any means though, because they signed the 2 high-priced corners in free agency, and they're both expected to miss the game.
No, I get it. I get it.
I mean, Arnold and their draft pick last season and a free agent that they picked up is hurt. That's all it's hurt.
Reed is supposed to be out. Yep.
Mahomes has no receiving core to speak of, and he's going to be their D lines that put some pressure on, but really it's the Lions' offense that's going to control this game. I mean, okay, so what, Mitch? You're going to have a shootout with Kansas City. Let me see in a shootout, who do I take? Kansas City or a Lions? Even without St. Brown, I still take the Lions because you've got the best running back room in the league. And I'm still pissed at the Lions for disrespecting David Montgomery by not letting him catch his 3rd touchdown last week. But that would be cool for his sister.
Jameer Gibbs can catch. Sam Laporte is one of the best tight ends in the league. I mean, you got JMO. You got all kinds of freaking options.
Yeah.
And
you got Raymond running punts back for touchdowns.
Yeah. Oh, see, there it is, Rob. Nope, go down one more.
I know.
We knew it. Knew it. We've now confirmed it. It was Luca's fault.
So, Rob, you got the Vikings all injured up? Is that what he's saying?
I guess.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect Monday night. We'll see. I mean, Scary Terry's not playing, but we can't let Debo run this offense. He's been doing great already for Washington. Jaden Daniels mobile. You need a spy for him. So our offensive line better speak up because their defensive line's pretty good. So I don't know what to expect.
Spidey's back. That's going to help.
In my defense, Luca, last year the Lions fans were some insufferable prick assholes. Therefore, I was poking them. I think they've kind of come down to back to earth a little bit, and they're back to being sociable again. So it's all good. But
so Rob, you're running the Diddy party or what?
I guess we could.
Hey,
I feel like he got off scot-free, but he's still doing 4 years?
3.
That's a lot of lube. That's a lot of lube in 4 years and 2 months.
Right.
Oh, he's got 3 years. They gave him credit for like a year and some change already. But we'll talk tomorrow on House Hall. We'll talk about that game for Monday. Bears got some guys coming back off injury though that might make it. They're making season debuts that we've been without the whole season. So, like, where some teams are like, oh, we're losing people, the Bears are actually starting to gain people. So that'll be interesting. Woody and I will chit-chat about that tomorrow morning on Hallis.
So
but
this one, this is a loaded question because the Vikings are the ones that spent the most money and made the most effort to improve their O-line, and it's backfired because of injuries. Sarge, you'd be a good one for this one. If you had to go O-line better, I don't see a lot of difference with, I think the Lions have gotten worse. I think we're worse because of injuries. Packers is about the same. I would say Bears. What do you think on that? You're muted.
You're
Are
muted.
you muted, Sarge?
There you go.
Well, I'll just intervene before he gets on. We spent a lot of money. Offensive line's going pretty good, but we still can't run block. So there you go. There's your answer.
The Bears are ranked 4th in the NFL on pass protection, and like in the 20s somewhere for run protection.
Yep.
Am I live now?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
City party, ready to go.
I was going to say you were awful quiet for the longest time. I'm like, we got to get Sarge going here. So.
I'm like, why do I keep getting cut off when I try to talk?
That's Ken. You don't get a word.
Yeah, well, we figured it out now. Hey, welcome to the show, Sarge.
Yeah, thanks. No, like you said, I'd go with the Bears right now. But if you look at the Bengals game, when we had Darisaw in and before the injuries, our offensive line looked freaking great. So coming back out of the bye, I'd give it back to the Vikings, but right now I got to give it to the Bears.
I think you're right.
Oh.
And here's the thing. Everybody's been having problems run blocking, except for the funny thing of it is our makeshift offensive line from last week. I think Jordan Mason had his best game yet with us.
Yeah.
And he was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just crazy.
I mean, yeah, the Bears pass rush, the offensive line the pass protection is. I mean, and anybody, Ken knows this too, but I don't know if you guys believe this. Caleb Williams didn't get sacked one game this year. That is a fucking amazing stat from last year.
Yeah, I mean that. Why do you think Rome Dunze has 5 touchdowns already?
The Bears out here have been pretty quiet lately, Luca. So I don't know if they're hiding or what. So I got to find one first.
We found a couple up north.
How many games have they won so far?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a Chicago Bear, but I can get you a regular Bear.
Well, I usually have about 5 or 6 on the island out here, but they're hiding. So
I'll be honest. I thought the Bears would have more wins.
behind me.
I
Well-
figured we'd be 2-2 or 3-1 at this point, and we're 2-2.
I-
So
Believe it or not, division games, hurt a team
Yeah.
if you lose. I think week 1 fucking just killed us with the division. You play till the end. I understand, but damn, we should have been 3-1 going into the bye week. But hey, you got to play all 4 quarters and every second. So, fuck.
the next 5 games for us are huge. If we can go 5-0, 4-1, good. If we go 3-2, okay, there's a shot. If
We're
we go
done.
2-3, we're cooked.
Yeah, I think me and Ken, we talked about this. I think with this stretch here before the end of the season, when we hit some more division games and some harder games, if we lose more than, I think we only have to lose 1. That's it.
What's
I've got
Bill
a question.
talking about?
The comment, guys.
What's he
You guys
talking
think
about?
you should move your left tackle to right tackle and your right tackle to left?
No, he's wrong there. What happened was,
He means Oz.
Theo Benedict is now at left tackle. He's always been the backup at left tackle.
Right.
And then Ozzy Trapillo is now at right tackle. The other game, they started Benedict at right tackle because of the injury of Darnell Wright, and then decided at halftime to make the move to put him back to the left and then bring the rookie in at right to maybe try to get a spark on the offense. That's what Ben Johnson said, at least. Now going forward, it looks like for this game Monday night that those 2 first-year starters are going to be starting this week because Darnell Wright's still hurt. And Theo, look at Theo's playing really well, so they want to leave him in. And what's great, and Woody and I have talked about this, is great that the Bears now have depth at the line when we can make a move like this and have it be a positive and not a negative. And we have good depth. So Darnell Wright's still a stud, but now we don't have to rush him back. We can let that elbow heal because Trapillo is really good too. So,
and I wouldn't have minded if the Vikings would have played around a little bit more in the end of the Steelers game, trying to find a combination that worked, because clearly they found something that worked against the Browns. We really needed that Steelers. I'm really just disappointed that we couldn't come back on that, because you look at our next 3, the Eagles, the Chargers, and the Lions. This is not getting any easier.
Nope.
Eagles,
Not gonna.
hey,
we're talking about the
no
Eagles.
problem.
The Eagles aren't that big of a deal for you guys. You guys should be able to beat the Eagles. The Chargers are in complete disarray right now. That team is falling apart in front of our eyes. They're not nearly as good as they started the year. So, I mean, those 2 games are winnable. What was the other game?
The Lions.
The Lions is your toughest game. Obviously, it's a division game. Obviously, they've got a really good offense, but you've got a good defense. But that could be a good game. That's your toughest of the 3 games, honestly. The other 2, like the Eagles, shouldn't scare you anymore.
No,
thing is, Ken, we have a bad history with the Chargers, specifically the Chargers when Keenan Allen has been on it. And we have a bad history with the Eagles. On paper, do I think that a healthy Vikings team would beat both of these teams? Yes, I do. Nothing ever happens the way it's supposed to on paper with these 2 freaking matchups.
Here's the thing, though, with the Chargers, though, too. Now, the thing that makes the Chargers game even easier for you, their offensive line, they're missing 2 starters off their O line. They're not even close. Their best running back, Hampton, is now on the IR.
Yeah,
they just signed Dalvin Cook.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised that the Chargers aren't going after any running back right now.
They just did. They signed Dalvin Cook.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, they should have went after some running back by now. I mean, Jesus Christ, you got
Dalvin Cook, dude.
You got. I take his brother, but anyway, there's all rooms about Kamara and stuff like that. You got Breece Hall at the Jets and stuff like that. I mean,
H-N.
I mean, maybe they signed Cook because maybe these guys are going to come back anytime soon. Who knows? But damn. But yeah, the Eagles, you shouldn't be scared of, Rob. I guarantee. I should have bet that. I did say on the show that Giants are going to win by 10.
You did.
So I was wrong. They won by 17. I'm sorry.
Right?
And then the Chargers, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the Giants are that good, but the Giants beat both of them. No, Saints beat the Giants. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Does anyone put faith in these, like, like this. They're tied fifth of the hardest schedule. I hate that argument this early in the season.
Because
Still,
and on top of that, I don't like it either, Ken. I'll tell you why. Because then it goes to you look at the beginning of the schedule when they do at the beginning of the schedule. Oh, these guys got and then all of a sudden someone shows up that you don't expect.
Right.
Indianapolis.
Well, they're saying they're saying that before the season, I think the Bears had the hardest or the third hardest,
Second hardest
hardest
right now.
schedule. So and last year was the third hardest. So that's like, that we played these many playoff teams last year, then we play them this year. I don't believe in that because teams change every year.
Yep.
Yeah, and how can you determine the hardest? Because if you're basing off of last year the Chiefs looked unbeatable at times, and this year they fucking suck.
And you're only 5 games in. You're 5 games in. I mean, come on.
Even last year, the Chiefs didn't look. I mean, they looked good, but they didn't look like the Chiefs of old. They were squeaking out a lot of 1-win games. They got lucky. Like week 1 last year, they a half an inch on a toe, or they start out the season 0-1.
Well, the thing about
so the Chiefs weren't the team that they thought they were last year until they got to the playoffs. And
the thing about the Chiefs is that they don't have the refs in their pocket this year.
Yeah,
that's the big thing.
Here's the thing: we're in week 5, right? Like we're just now starting to figure out what our teams are starting to look like. You don't really know what's what until about week 8, right? The first 5-6 weeks, you're like the first 3 weeks are straight up garbage. It's basically like the preseason still because these guys don't play in the preseason, especially week 1. By week 7, 8, now the strength of schedule I kind of like will put a little more like, okay, maybe into it. Because right now, teams like, do we have this Bears team figured out with the injuries they had that to start the season? No, we won't know what this defense really looks like until these next 2 games. Probably we'll know what it looks like. We're starting to see what the offense can look like, but is this what the Bears offense is going to look like all season? We're getting an idea, but to say after 4 games, this is what the Bears are, get the fuck out of here. No, we're still figuring it out.
I can't wait to see some of Ben Johnson's trick plays. Just telling you.
Well, they still have to bolster up their run defense. I mean, we'll see when TJ Edwards comes back and Gordon to help out there. That was our problem on defense, and that Tampa 2 shit when they get comfortable. That's what they did with fucking Minnesota when we're ahead of you guys. And they start playing that zone shit. I fucking hate that. Fucking hate it.
Yeah, Ben Johnson. So they ran the stumble play. It was great on TV. They didn't know if it was a stumble play or he actually stumbled, but it was confirmed they did try it. The defense just happened to be all over it. We saw a flea flicker. I mean, we're going to start to see Ben is starting to let them get a little more creative with things. And defensively, Allen said they have not even opened up the playbook yet because he was waiting for guys like Gordon and Edwards to come back because he didn't know who his personnel was really going to be. But even at that, they've opened it up a little bit. Hence, we've seen 7 interceptions in the last 2 Bears games.
Yeah, was that Trevor Lawrence play? Was that a flop play too?
No, that was just amazing. So for real though, I mean, you guys have already kind of talked this a bit in depth, but overall, thumbs up or thumbs down, 5 weeks into Ben Johnson, are you happy with what you got or not?
Out of the offense or team-wise?
Either. I mean,
not team-wise. Offense, I'm getting there. Okay. Defense, they got a bulk state. We'll find out when these players get back. Now, is Ben Johnson a lot better than the previous coaches that we have, like Eberle's and all that? Give me a couple more weeks, and I'll let you know that answer.
As of today, I'm a thumbs up. Just the attitude of the team, the direction the team is moving, the things they're saying, the things they're starting to do. At the beginning of the year, I'm like, is this guy just a great offensive coordinator who can't be a good head coach? Like Fangio, great defensive coordinator, bad head coach. He's looking like he's made a couple of mistakes, but he hasn't made any like egregious, like, oh my God, what are you thinking mistakes? The worst mistake he's made is why did you challenge that ball that even if you were right, you were still going to be wrong. So he's had one really bad challenge. Like, dude, really? But otherwise, no.
And I got to point out another thing where he messed up. He should have kicked the ball out of bounds.
No, that was Cairo. That was Cairo not having the leg.
Hey. Well, on Cairo Santos is back there. He can't kick it that far.
And you guys thought he would kick it out of bounds?
This is another reason why I like Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson threw Cairo Santos under the bus. They said, "Why don't you kick it out of bounds?" He said, "I told him to kick it out of bounds." He threw Cairo right under that bus.
Well, the other thing too I didn't like about Ben Johnson, I forgot which game it was, is when we were at the opponent team's 48 and we went for it on 4th and 2 and try to run it up the middle. No, I didn't agree with that. You kick that and pin them back. Don't get like you were in Detroit by going for fucking 4th downs all the time and stuff like that. No. Be
or
smart.
At least go with a better play call when you can't run the ball down the middle, because we don't run the ball down the middle well. But I mean, that part of that's learning curve. So even with that, look at the problem I think a lot of fans have is we expect these guys to be at championship level day one. Come on, man. Like, how many of you were peak proficiency?
I've been telling you guys that. I've been telling a lot of Bear fans that Ben Johnson's not going to be. You're not going to learn year one. Maybe year 2, or year 3 under him.
You're starting to see it though.
Yeah, you're starting to see it right now. And like I said, give you guys another year.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson's going to be that cool. If he's going to be good for you guys, he's going to be good for you year 2 or year 3.
But fan expectations is today, now, right away, and that's unrealistic of a lot of fans. And I agree with you, Jonathan. It's next year will be. That's why if the Bears don't spend at the trade deadline, and I don't think they will, unless maybe they can get Trey Hendrickson and they maybe want to extend them. That's a possibility. But all this other crap, it's dude, I don't know why they don't just be like Theo Epstein and say, look, this is a 5-year project. Why don't they come out and say, look, at this year, and say it. Be honest.
I'm just tired of fucking hearing it, dude. You know how many times I said, hey, we'll wait a year for hearing it, man? I mean, how many times did Justin Fields probably heard that? We're rebuilding the whole time he was there. I just can't fucking take it anymore, man. I don't know.
But you can see where this. I think Bears fans will have lowered their expectations to the point that just give me 8-9 or 9-8, and they're happy, right? But if you give them another 5-win season, they're not. If you give them a 7-1 season, they'll grumble, but they're not going to call for the head. But the Bears got, and the thing is, we can't be if we're losing games to a last-second walk-off field goal or something, where they're tight games or something, the pitching will go down a little. But as long as they're competitive in games and they're right around 500, I think fans will be overall okay.
Yeah, I was just disappointed, dude, getting beat up, but by 31 against Detroit. I mean, that was uncalled for. I mean, I thought Ben Johnson would have his team fucking ready to go back into his old house, and I guess the Lions wanted it more, and Dan Campbell probably put a bunch of fireballs in their asses during practice during the week.
Some learning curve, though. Yeah. What do you?
So before I forget, I got 4 Vikings fans on here, including myself. I want to do who you guys thought was the hero of the game and the zero of the game from last week. We'll start with John Winkleman. Who was
Well, I'm going to say, I got to say Justin Jefferson with the 7 catches. I mean, there really wasn't that big of a hero. I mean, you could say Ryan White. My zero. I got to say our running game. I mean, I know you said you like Mason, but 47 yards rushing, no touchdowns.
We do.
Cost us.
Yeah, that's fair. Sarge, who would you have as your hero and your zero?
Well, even though he can't keep his hands off Instagram models, I got to give it to Addison as a hero. He did. He came back and showed up. You got to give him credit for that. And I'm gonna, just like Jonathan said, I'm gonna hit the run game in Mason and that fumble because Exactly.
and it cost us some points.
Eric?
My hero, I'm going to go with in that front line on the pass rush. He's really standing out. As far as zero goes, I kind of because coming into that game, I think the Browns are giving up like 67 yards or 87 yards a game on the ground. So they got a stout run defense. So on that note, it's more that we can't give up the ball. We know they're going to be tough. We know they're going to stop us. We can't give up. We can't turn the ball over.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I have a three-way tie for my hero. I want to give it to Blake Brandel for doing an excellent job at center. I want to give it to Darisaw for being the front. And I want to give it to Ryan Wright for that 90-yard punt. That was just something spectacular to behold. I went back and watched that video probably 20 times because I was just so impressed by it.
Was it in the air or a roll, Rob?
There's a bit of a roll, but not a ton. That sucker was in the air for he went 10-yard line down to the opposing like 3, but it was down by like the 12.
Yeah, it was 77 yards, didn't they?
What's that?
I think they said it was 77 yards.
Oh,
77 yards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Santos, take note.
That was a boom.
I do want to.
When your punter is bigger than half your linebacking core, he should kick it that far.
Right. Speaking of linebackers, I got to put a 0 on a guy that's a fan favorite, but he ain't having a good year. We need to.
He had a sack and he had a couple tackles.
Yeah, he also missed a shit ton of.
He's horrible in coverage.
Cashman is out. My biggest hope is Eric Wilson has filled in and he's made some plays.
Wow.
Like Cashman. Our run defense needs some fucking help.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yep.
And Pace is a guy.
I think our two big guys we got in free agency haven't lived up to what we had hoped. When your biggest standouts on the defensive line are Jalen Redmond and Levi Drake Rodriguez, and you're paying these guys a shit ton, some things and Ivan Pace actually leads this team in tackles and tackles for loss, but he's missing a ton, so he should be further up. But that's saying a lot for everybody else that he is, leading this team in tackles, and it's not by. I mean, we're through what 5, but or 46 tackles, I think it was. It wasn't a big number, so the miss came in, and I don't know if it's the fact that he doesn't have faith or doesn't have faith is the wrong word. The relationship with Wilson that he had with Cashman that he can feed off of maybe better. I don't know, but he's not playing to his level, but he's not playing awful. So.
Yeah. Well, and the thing of it is, I agree 100%. I think Hargraves and Allen have been good in the middle when they're playing in terms of getting pressure on a quarterback on passing downs. But we were to understand as fans, this was also going to shore up the middle of our defense that everybody for the past umpteen years has been running on, right up the gut on either side of the A gap and everything. And they haven't. People are still running right up the middle on us. And
our issue is we don't have a 300 plus.
Right. And I will
say, hey, real quick, my hero and my 0 are one and the same this week for you guys, by the way. My hero is Addison for the triumphant return and the nice fantasy points he gave my team. My 0 is also Addison because, dude, have the don't go chasing the Instagram model. Have the Instagram model come.
Good Lord.
And on that note, I'm being hailed. I gotta go have some family fun. So we're gonna go taste the Pensacola, and I got a hockey game tonight. Woody, I'll see you tomorrow morning on Hallis Hall Report. You guys enjoy your Sunday. Thanks for having me on, Rob.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Woody.
I'm Woody now. Hey, Woody.
Yeah, Woody.
Woody. I guess Woody had to leave too, so you can catch Woody and me tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central, noon on the East on Hallis Hall.
I'm sorry, man.
Same channels. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See
Have a
you.
good one, guys.
All right.
Cool.
You guys have a good one. So, all right. Always fun to have our Bears, our friends that are Bears fans on and whatever. So we got about roughly 4 minutes left. What everybody's final thoughts? What your biggest wish is for the bye week? I know mine is getting O-line and Blake Cashman back.
Pretty healthy.
Yeah. Get everybody healthy, get our offensive line back, get McCarthy back, and see what the kid got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think health is the secondary. I just I'm not impressed with Murphy at all. And I think I said this last week. He's avoiding tackles or trying to tackle guys with his shoulder, and I don't know if it's a fear of getting hurt or it's just we didn't catch it last year because he had all the interceptions. But Murphy is not a good tackler, and it's really starting to irritate me because that's hurting. I'm just not. I don't know. I didn't see much in the last game, but the games before that, it wasn't impressive. So, and then Okuda hasn't been awful, but he hasn't been great. So, do we start seeing some changes in the secondary? I'd like to know. I'd like to see if that's going to happen because I think we need to shake it up back there a little bit.
I think we should. I don't know if Samaya Vaughn is honor 53, but I think we should bring him up.
Yes.
I also think we should bring up Taki Tamani.
At least activate him for a game and get him in there some because Taki's our only 300 plus pounder.
Ingram Dawkins had his first sack, I believe, in that game. Right?
Yep.
So he's getting some looks and everything. We do need the biggest fucker we can find to sit in the middle for Saquon in 2 weeks. They've got another week to mull it over and everything, but next week for this Eagles matchup because we're almost out of time. But I swear to God, if we lose the game and we lose it because of the fact that Saquon can run on us all day long, especially up the gut, they've had 2 weeks to prepare for this, and that's just going to piss me off. But
see, our issue is we brought in a bunch of pass rush guys.
we still have not had a true big nose tackle since Pat Williams. Well, since Limbo.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we are out of time. We'll be back on here next week, you guys. Same time, same channel. That's from some other fan bases on, and we'll talk to the NFL. So, thanks for joining us today. You guys all have a great day. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Deuces.
Let's go. We'll keep on screen.
Yeah, yo, it's game time. Ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. We got all your sports. Just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick. Take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken. Stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your feels in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we break sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B. We taking a stroll from 11 to 12. Don't miss a beat. We break down the game. Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the